This is Richard's TV.
Welcome to Talking Point. This is Richard's TV. Well, today on the program, we shall be talking about the storyline that is very inspiring. Honorable Deacon Prince Chike John Okafor is the member representing the good people of Ehime Mbano, Obiwo, and Ihitte Uboma local government area of Imo State. He has such an inspiring story. He will be telling us a little about his journey in the political sphere of Nigeria. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again, as we welcome Prince Chike Okafor. Welcome to Talking Point.
Thank you for
being our studio. We appreciate it.
This is my first time in Richard's.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I'm excited.
Thank you. Let's start on a lighter note. Former Commissioner for Finance,
Yes.
Imo State. Let's have a recap. Your days as a commissioner.
A recap. That's so many years ago. You know, age is not on my side. So let me see how much I can remember. But I recall that I was sworn in alongside some other well-eminent Imo sons and daughters on the 17th of June 2011. On the 22nd of June 2011, precisely, His Excellency, the Governor of Imo, then Okorocha, having just won election, against all odds, beating an incumbent in the elections that held in 2011, that culminated into what is now known as a supplementary election. Immediately he was sworn in on the 29th of May. Less than 2 weeks, he announced his cabinet. And yours sincerely happened to be one of those very eminent Imo sons and daughters who were privileged to make the cabinet of His Excellency. And on the 22nd of June, the State Executive Council was inaugurated. I was sworn in as commissioner alongside the others, and then His Excellency pronounced me to be in charge of finance. So that is precisely how the journey began for me. The incursion into politics and governance. Governance in particular in the first instance, and then politics followed later. Why I said governance in the first instance was that the politics later was that I wasn't part of the political class. I dare say that I wasn't even part of the system that produced Okorocha, and I had not been part of any of the political systems. I had never participated in any electoral process prior to my emergence as commissioner and member of the Executive Council. I didn't like the idea of politics. I didn't even. Well, it may interest you to know that my first attempt to vote or register to vote and to vote was the subsequent election in 2015 that I participated as a candidate in that election. So that is my story. And before then, of course, you know my background. I was a banker. So, and then His Excellency picked me, and then here I am today. And looking back, I'm excited. Looking back, I have some kind of fulfillment.
So you are known to be a rescue missionary.
Yes.
And you have not hidden that fact amidst the controversies that bedeviled the rescue mission government. In quotes, because a lot of people had wished that you, for whatever reason, delineated yourself from all of the problems that came with the rescue mission government.
Well, if you want to take yourself away from problems that later bedeviled the political family, what of the glory and the successes that preceded the troubles? Were you not part of it? So if you were part of the successes, part of the exciting moments, part of the glory, you should also endure this moment of little bit of setback and knocks here and there, because it's not going to be all roller coaster. So we are in that stage at that moment of our political life, our political family life, where we have to have this situation to be able to know those who, Bible says not all that call father are really sons. So I think that God in His infinite wisdom and mercy have orchestrated this period so that we'll be able to know those who are with us. those who are rescue missionaries, as it were, because it's a phase, and then we are now looking, and then we are now seeing those who were in it for the benefit they were deriving. I recall one incident when I was Commissioner for Finance. A former political office holder in IMO came to my office a couple of weeks after I assumed office, and he said to me, "Chike, you are going to be careful with friends of Commissioner for Finance. But always remember the friends of Chike Okafor." Okay. I think this is a time for us as a political family, talking about his excellence for him to know those who were there because he was governor, and now those who are here, stay here because he is Owele and I was Okorocha.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's take you back to 2015 when you first won your election. I remember I had the opportunity of even producing your radio jingle.
Oh yes,
yeah,
oh, yes.
It was,
so that was pro bono. I'm not sure I paid you for that.
So that was like the first time you had the opportunity.
The first time I ever had participated in the electoral process.
So let's have a recount of the experience. Like, wow, this is me now.
Well,
National Assembly.
Before the election, don't forget that for 3.5 years I was serving the state in the capacity of Commissioner for Finance. Via the opportunity that the governor gave me in June 2011. I served in that capacity. Even when he changed cabinet twice, I was retained in the position of Finance Commissioner until about towards the end of 2014, when necessity was laid upon me. When the call to participate in the election came calling. And
you mean your people asked you to run?
Oh yes, it was more like a unanimous invitation.
Okay.
So much so that one of the flip side of it was that nobody ran the primaries against me.
Oh.
Yes, so what I had was affirmation. Nobody showed interest. Across the 3 local government areas of the Okigwe South Federal constituency, from Ehime Mbano, Ihitte Uboma, and Obiwo, nobody showed interest to run for that coveted office.
So how were you able to defeat the incumbent?
Well, the incumbent also was not from the opposition party, PDP. Okay. Didn't get the ticket of his party to return. He ran the primaries and he lost to a certain pretty young lady who was also a greenhorn in politics, who eventually flew the party flag of PDP, and then he ran against me. And then, of course, we had the candidate of APCA, a fine young man who was my roommate way back in the university, in the school. So we had these 3 of us running the elections, and not to sound immodest, it was very clear to everybody that there were no match to me. It was very clear to everybody, and I won the election. I beat my opponents even in the local government areas. The 2 of them, the PDP candidate and the APCA candidate, all were coming from one local government area, Ihitte Uboma.
Now the question is, how were you able to do that?
Well, the opportunity I had as Commissioner for Finance, I saw it as an opportunity to serve. And I want to place this on record that the major reason for holding political office, either elective or appointive, is to bring development and service to your immediate constituency. And with that definition in my mind, when I became Commissioner for Finance, all I had to do was to delineate my constituency to say, oh, my immediate ward is Okena local ward. My immediate local government area is Obiwo local government area. And if I was not going to run election across the other 2 local government areas, then that was my constituency. So the little time I had left when the decision or the thought to run for that election I had come in was the little time I had, I used it to reach out across the 3 local government areas. So much so that even before my formal declaration to run for House of Reps, the people had already branded me names like Uji Transformer Emoji, Uji Moto Emoko, and all that, because all I did while serving the capacity as Commissioner for Finance was to use resources available to give back to the society. So with that, once I came out to run, it wasn't going to be anything different from than to win, and it was massive. The support was massive, and we won by the grace of God.
In case you've just joined us, Prince Chike John Okafor is in the studio. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, We'll take a look at the 2015 race, the controversies that led to the split and the crashes of the All Progressives Congress in Imo State vis-a-vis the government of the former governor, His Excellency Senator Rochas Okorocha. All of these in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you. This is Talking Points. We are talking with Prince Chike John Okafor. He's the member representing Obiwo, Ihitte Uboma, and Ehime Mbano local government area in the National Assembly. Let's go straight to the controversies around the IMO All Progressives Congress. I don't want to tell the story, but I would like you to give me a recap of what was your experience? What led to the crisis in APC Imo State? And where was your stand at that time? I'd like to know.
Okay, I immediately, let me, you know, there's a saying in Igbo land that if you don't know where the rain began to beat you, you obviously wouldn't know where and how to start running away from the storm. So if you don't properly situate this, our viewers out there probably will continue to be misled by information from mischief makers. Now, the governor won election in 2011 under the APGA platform, and then between 2013 and 2014, when the progressive parties or progressive elements in our system in Nigeria started coming together to see how they can put up a formidable opposition against the PDP, at the build-up of 2015 election. Governor Rochas Okorocha happened to be the major Igbo politician. Don't forget that he was a serving governor who decided to identify with the progressives from the northeast, northwest, north central, south, and then southwest to form what is today known as APC. So he happened to be a founding member of APC, and so he had to take his own faction of APGA in the southeast, Imo State in particular, to the formation of APC. And so I said that to say that we should understand that Rochas Okorocha is the founding father of APC. And then we all followed suit. And APC became an anathema in the whole of the southeast. APC was branded Boko Haram party. Nobody was going to touch APC with even a 6-foot pole, especially in the other states of the southeast. But there in Imo, this man with his resources and a few of us who believed in him, we were not looking at the party. Whether it was APGA, whether it was APC, we were looking at Rochas. For some of us, Rochas Okorocha was a political party. Okay. So, for the fact that our brand of democracy is such that you cannot run as an independent candidate, you have to have a political party platform. That's the only reason why some of us are members of one party, today APGA, today APC. Otherwise, we were seeing Rochas as a party. So when he said APC is the way to go, some of us didn't have to think. What are the implications? Including the fact that, you're going to run an election under that new party. So some of us didn't have to think about it. All we were seeing is that Rochas says it's APC. And so APC had to be. Despite the backlash, the resistance from our immediate communities, our immediate constituencies, because of the way and manner APC was seen as a northern party, a Muslim party. Some of us suffered personal humiliations. I will share one experience with you. Okay. I had a priest, may his soul rest in peace, Father Chike Okafor, who was a parish priest, in one of the parishes in my constituency, precisely in Ihitte Uboma. And this man believed in me as a person. He believed that, I remember in one of the meetings I had with him, he said, if you don't win this election, then we wouldn't have a way to tell our people that it is good to be good. In the sense that while you served as Commissioner for Finance, you were able to use your office and resources to touch lives. Now you come to run an election, we have to reciprocate that gesture by voting for you. But the man was doing that, not realizing that my party platform was APC. Okay. very old man in his 70s at the time. And so everybody that knew me, everybody that was supporting me knew that Father Chikama Maza was supporting Chike Okafor. And then there he was in one of the Sunday sermons before the election, preaching against APC. Wow. From the altar.
Okay.
That nobody should look at this party. They are killing Christians in the north.
Okay.
So now it's time for us to show them and pay them back.
Okay.
So the church couldn't understand what was going on.
Okay.
But you want Chike Okafor to win the election, but you're now saying that we should not vote APC. So people walked up to him. He said, Father, what have you done? He said, that APC party is killing people in the north. It's killing our Christians. They want to Islamize the country. We're not going to let them. He said, but that's Chike's party. He said, is that Chike's party? They said, yes. He said, what have I done? So later in the evening, I went to him. He said, Chike, all I know is you. It's just like I was trying to explain. All we know is Rochas. The party notwithstanding. So I began to talk to him. I began to clear his mind. Oh, it's not really Boko Haram party. It's not true that the party is planning to win election, putting Buhari there to be able to Islamize Nigeria. I began to speak to him and I said, the president's running mate, the vice president to be, is not just a Christian, but he's a pastor. I began to explain things to him. He said, okay. It took him the next couple of services, both morning mass and the next Sunday, to be able to correct that impression. So these are some of the humiliations that we faced, some of the rejections that we faced. And then Okorocha's name was changed from Rochas to Rochas Okorocha because of his identifying with APC. Everybody knew that by 2012, 2013, Rochas Okorocha had completed and commissioned a chapel, a place of worship. Within that period, they changed it to say he built a mosque. Now, this is a man that was called names and all that and all that. But eventually, the party won election at the center. Don't forget that in the first election, in the first ballot National Assembly election, our people rejected the party. So much so that out of 10 federal constituencies, we could manage to win 2 for the party. Out of 3 senatorial seats, we didn't win none. We won none. In the whole of the southeast, we only won 2 federal seats. That is my own, and that of North and South, the Governor Rocha's immediate federal constituency. The whole of the southeast, out of more than 50 federal seats, we could only win 2 in IMO, and those 2 were in IMO. Out of the 3 times 15 senatorial seats, we couldn't win 1. APC couldn't win 1 in the first ballot. But the saving grace was that the president won at the center. And then something good that I will tell you. In the prior election in 2011, the quantum of vote that PDP had in the southeast in general and IMO in particular, they were not able to muzzle that because the few supporters of APC were able to resist, the massive, opposition, had. So what am I trying to say? That had happened. Rochas Okorocha eventually won unanimously. Out of 27 local government areas, he won in over 21. And then produced about 22 state house seats in the subsequent election in that 2015. So APC now have found IMO as its headquarters. And who made that possible? One man, Rochas Okorocha, who said yes to APC, who joined forces with the other progressive elements to form APC. And now APC won in IMO. And then APC became the beautiful bride, or the build up to the 2019 election. That's when the crisis started. There was no crisis in the party before, during, and immediately after the 2015 election. Majority of the seats in the State House, APC won. 22 or 23 out of 27.
In IMO State?
In IMO State House of Assembly, APC won. And now, subsequently, the next 1 year, there was this...
against other southeastern states?
None. APC didn't win any southeast. None. No, I start to be corrected. I start to be challenged on this. APC couldn't win any state house seat. Not in Ebonyi, not in Abia, not in Enugu, not in Anambra. I told you already that in the first ballot in 2015, 2 federal seats APC was able to win in the whole of the southeast.
So at what point did the APC miss it in
because
southeast?
As we were built up to 2019 election. Don't forget again that There was this election that held in Okigwe zone when the Apex Court, yes, was the election of the Senate that hitherto was won by PDP. It was easy for APC to win that, easy.
Senator Beno
became, yes, APC won.
Oh, so that was how Senator Beno Wajogo now
in 2016. Yes, 2016. It was a make-up election. There was a rerun between in Okigwe zone, and then APC had now betted well in Imo. So it was very
having
easy.
produced the first senator,
governor, then governor, and then 23 state house seats. So one year later. And then they were going to have that rerun election. It was very easy for.
So one would have expected that this trend continues and perhaps extends to the nearby sister states.
The plan and the projection I knew that Okorocha had, the good plan he had for APC was to use IMO as a launching pad to now move into the other states of the southeast and ensure that APC also began to enjoy some good patronage.
So how did that fail?
Well, how it failed was. Because
has it failed?
Well, then it failed. But I don't know whether it's going to work now between the next election in 2023. We'll have to get our house ready. But to answer your question, APC became a beautiful bride. So everybody that was anybody in the southeast now got interested because the President Buhari was going to go for a second term, and of course he was going to win, having done well in his first term. And so the quest for the soul of APC became the issue, and unfortunately, they couldn't have done it alone. Those who were opposed to Rocha's leadership of the party couldn't have done it alone without the tacit support of some extraneous factors.
Oh, you say people came to.
Of course, the national leadership of the party had to come in to support them, to scatter the party, and that's where we are today.
Okay, that's where we are today. In case you've just joined us, we'll get back to know the nitty-gritty. What's the way forward for the All Progressives Congress amidst the postulation by the governor, then governor of Imo State, now Senator Richard Okorocha, that the APC might not survive the administration of His Excellency, Mr. President, talking about our own President, Muhammadu Buhari. This and many more when we come back on Talking Point.
This is Rocha's TV.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us once again for the last round of Talking Point. Prince Chike John Okafor is right here in the studio. So the question now is, where do we anticipate the All Progressives Congress, the APC, in the next election? Amidst the postulation by the governor, the former governor of Imo State, now Senator Richard Okorocha, that if K is not taken, the All Progressives Congress might not survive the 2023 election. But before we go, you answer that question. Do you think Senator Richard Okorocha has failed in his bid to institutionalize the All Progressives Congress in the Southeast?
He did it in the Southeast.
Yes. In the Southeast.
How would you say he failed? He didn't fail.
Okay.
In build up to the 2015 election, he was man alone. The only voice in the whole of the Southeast, crying, shouting, Ndibo, APC is the way to go. He was shouting. Some of us didn't believe in that. Some of us believed in him, or we didn't believe in this movement, this alignment to the north that culminated into the formation of APC. Some of us didn't believe it. Even I may start sitting here, but we were looking at the man and looking at the fact that he is not naive. I mean, Rogers is not naive, and so there could be something. He may not be explaining it very well to us, but for me, I believe that there was something Rogers was seeing. So that's the way to go. I told you the way we were derided in our various constituencies because we are flying APC flag. Thank God Buhari won, and then I said this, and I mean it in every sense, in the whole of the Southeast, despite the fact that we have APC leaders in the other states, none of them was able to deliver his word to the party. But here in Imo, we had a governor who out of 27 state constituency seats, delivered 23 or 24 to APC, and also won his election, and then subsequently went ahead to also produce the only APC senator of the Southeast. Okay, and now we were expecting that, following from that 2015 success, as it were, that we're going to do a lot better in 2019. Not only that we're going to return the state for APC, we're going to probably win the whole of the 27 state constituency seats, and out of the 10 federal constituencies, in IMO in particular, we're going to win like 7 or 8, and then produce the 3 senators. And possibly also, if Rochas Okorocha had gotten as much support from the other leaders from within and outside the state and outside the southeast, we're going to do a little better in the other states, like we actually did. Ojojo Zakalo won the Senate seat in Abia, and we won 2 federal seats. Ben, the federal constituency, and Numu Noji. We won 2 federal seats in Abia, and that's the much APC was able to do. We couldn't win any in Ebonyi, Enugu, and of course, Anambra. So the point I'm trying to make is that we were supposed to build on the successes of 2015 in 2019. But that didn't happen because of the rancor. That didn't happen because APC had now become the beautiful bride. And so, I recall I mentioned extraneous factors. I said that to say that without the static support of some leaders of the party from the center, I doubt if anybody was going to successfully, shake Owele in Imo in particular. And that didn't happen. I mean, we had the primaries. All the people who were aligned with this vision won the primaries for federal house and for senate and for state house. But unilaterally, some elements at the national level changed the list and then brought in different persons who are not going to win election. And now, to answer your question, those followers of Owele Okorocha moved away from APC to AA and won elections. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So imagine if that setback within the party didn't happen. APC in Imo under Owele Okorocha's watch was going to sweep. So they had 2 months from between October, November to February, to go into a new party, secure tickets, run election, and won.
And so we had Osbi.
No, Osbi stayed back. I and Osbi stayed back in APC.
You did.
They couldn't tap out with our tickets. But Uju Kisili in Ohajaba Moguta, Pascal Obi in the Idato Federal constituency, were dislodged, and they went to AA and won at first ballot. And so were so many of the state houses.
And these are the political
lineage of Okorocha. And then the House of Assembly, so many of them, about 14 or 15 of them, who won their primaries. But the Apakatabara they did at the center, denied them of party tickets, all moved into AA and successfully, conveniently, within 3 months, were able to make AA a very popular party in their constituencies and in Imo. And they won elections. Today, APC as a party was not able to deliver, except Okigwe's zone. We lost Owerri. And of course, Owele won in Olo Senate, and then I won Federal House. Osbi won. The other persons who were imposed by the party could not win even their wards. Now, but these other people who are products of rescue mission, who moved to AA, were able to sell the party, and because it was not about party, it was about the political culture
and the
ideology of rescue mission. It was easy for them to win elections across their constituencies, and that's what we have today. So I don't think anybody would say that Owele did anything wrong. Owele did everything right, including facing personal humiliations, including being alienated by the church, whereas he's a Christian. They called him names. So he did everything right. But those extraneous forces, like I said, who were afraid of a rising politician in the southeast, and then the whole idea was, we need to dim that light. That was all it was.
So is that what this was all about?
That's what it's all about. And of course they found some willing tools, within our communities, to be able to use to say, hey, that man is moving so fast, let's stop him. But I don't see how far they can go.
Okay, let's now go to your own story. very strong marriage between the APC and the Action Alliance. There was a synergy at one point. We have APC AA, which was very popular. And most times I see you being bastardized on social media for having had such strong conviction and belief for the Rocha's ideology. What do you suffer in the process as that?
Well, I suffered so much, and the summary of what I had to go through was the fact that I lost my mandate at some point after I won the election in the constituency, and then I lost it, and then it took a couple of between June 11 when the Night Assembly was inaugurated. It took between that June 11 to September 17 before I got my mandate back and I got inaugurated. Yeah, but these are part of processing. I mean, life is about process. I mean, this is about process, the process one has to go through. And yes, I felt I had that, rejection from my people, from some elements in my constituency. But the question I used to ask them was, while I was in the bank, none of you could help me come out and climb into politics and governance. But Rochas did.
Okay.
He gave me the chance and opportunity and believed in me. Whereas he didn't know me very well. The day I was sworn in as commissioner, the day he was pronouncing me as commissioner for finance, he was meeting me for the second time. And gave me that chance, and then had so much trust and confidence in me while I served in the capacity as commissioner for finance, and also supported the idea that I should go and run for House of Representatives. And was also the one that brought me into mainstream national politics. Okay. Introduced me to Yakubu Dogara, who later became the speaker. And the consequence was that I was the only first-time member in the 8th Assembly who was a committee chairman of a key committee. So, and now, we're talking about 2019, and someone wants to make me think that I have every reason to turn my back on him. That's the height, that would have been the height of ingratitude. And I dare say that, for the records, and I wish all those elements who drank from the well, who were fed by Rochas Okorocha, who felt they had justifiable reasons to turn around and throw stones and pebbles at him. I wish they can hear me say that loyalty and commitment are virtues. You don't forget where you're coming from.
Okay. Now let's get to the issue that has to do with your party, the APC in Imo State at the moment.
Yes.
Do we have a stable APC in Imo State?
No, we don't. We don't have a stable APC in Imo State.
We have two factions?
Of course, two clear factions. And we have two clear factions. And after the elections, I've been expecting that the NWC particularly would revisit the Imo situation and address it. But I'm sorry to say that they have not done that. I don't know. For some reasons, maybe they are enjoying the confusion in Imo. Maybe they're enjoying it. There's a popular saying in Igbo land that when there are confusion and issues in the community, some people enjoy from it. And maybe some people are benefiting from the crisis in Imo. Otherwise, today we have led state working. We have done one for them. So these are facts. We didn't have to have them. We had congresses from the world to LG to state. Who won? Dan one first faction emerged. Somewhere along the line, the National Working Committee, led by the National Chairman, Comrade Abasiodu, made a pronouncement in Imo that one is dissolved, and then appointed a non-elected state working committee or interim or something, led by one of our respected sons and revered politicians, Obiwo. So we have that confusion in Imo, and I don't know what the party intends to do about it. I don't know what the party intends to do.
Okay, let's quickly talk about Senator Rochas Okorocha's appeal court ruling, reaffirming its victory, and what signature does that?
On the eve of that appeal court judgment.
I think that was Thursday.
Thursday. On the eve of that judgment, I was talking with one or two of my brothers in the Rescue Mission family, and I said to him that, yes, I'm in the National Assembly House of Reps. I'm happy. And distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha is here, and we are happy. If the appeal court says otherwise, then we are all sunk. Because he is
The captain.
he is the captain of the ship.
Of the ship.
And you don't have two captains at a time. We had congresses from the world to LG to state. Who won? That one first faction emerged. Somewhere along the line, the National Working Committee, led by the national chairman, Comrade Adam Sumole, made a pronouncement in IMO that one is dissolved, and then appointed a non-elected state working committee or interim or something, led by one of our respected sons and revered politicians, Marco Lemibo. So we have that confusion in IMO. And I don't know what the party intends to do about it. I don't know what the party intends to do about it. So how would it now be said that he didn't win a mayor senatorial election that held in a part of the state he had run and won election twice as governor? I mean, I'm not from that part of the state. I'm from the other part of Kibwezo. But the truth is that he would have won the election, and he won the election. So I didn't expect that the court would say otherwise. So, but you know how it is in Nigeria.
And then you were one of those in the IMO Progressives Forum that brought marriage together with those who fell out with the governor, talking about Senator Arume.
Well,
I'm
aware that it's a marriage of convenience. I mean, for me also, I also want to say that it's part of the orchestrated, part of reconciliation to have us come together, not for purposes of winning any election, but these are people who were together. Don't forget that by 2015, after 2015 election, that the Senator Arume had joined the APC and became a very solid, strong, member, pillar, leader of the party. And his membership of the party helped us a great deal. And because also he aspired for the ticket of the global ticket of the party, and then he didn't get it. And he also has a right to move away. And he moved to Abga and then secured the party the ticket for the global ticket of Abga. So, the summary, seeing these very eminent sons of IMO coming together, we need it for the future.
So, what lessons did you learn within this period? You lost your seat and then you got it back, and within that period, what were the lessons learned?
One lesson.
Can you share?
One lesson I learned. One lesson I learned is I will say it in Igbo, and Baba, I know the part of Nigeria you come from, but you're married to an Igbo woman, so you'll be able to interpret.
Yes.
Wow,
that one is deep.
Is it deep? Is any of you Igbo? Meaning wherever you are standing, stand there. Don't vacillate.
Okay.
Consistency is a virtue. So I am standing firm in the APC, and if you say APC is factionalized, I am standing in the faction that is led by Okorocha. I'm a core rescue missionary, and despite the travels, I had cause or reason to say, come, denounce Richard Okorocha and come and you have it good. How? It's more like asking me to denounce, just like Job during his travels, denounce God and die. That's the way I was seeing it. No, but it was still that same Okorocha that stood by me all through the period, even when he was also struggling with his own mandates, that stood by me and helped me with lawyers, senior lawyers, and made sure that I got back my mandate. So one of the lessons I learned: stand where you stand, and do not leave anybody in doubt as to your position on any matter. Fight behind a leader that you believe in, and don't jump from one person to the other. Don't jump from one leader to the other. I am standing behind Richard Okorocha through thick and thin, and that's it. Then again, another lesson I also learned is part of what I also saw when I joined the Rescue Mission family, the God factor. Don't put your trust in any man or any system. Put your trust in God. So I held on to God. Bible says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. So my faith, Bible describes Abraham that he staggered not at the promise of God through unbelief. So my faith was tested, but I made sure that I held on to my faith in God. And you must, if you hold on to God, you must come back with a testimony. So these are the lessons, and this is a summary of the lesson I've learned. So, hold on to God. You must come up with a testimony, and that's why I'm here today with the testimony. No, politics is not a do or die. It's not a do or die. It shouldn't be a do or die. It should not be a do or die. So if either I get it or somebody dies. What if you? Supposedly political leader. Before then, they showed the man talking to his son, who is in Manchester University. Oh, son, you're doing well. Oh, okay, no problem. So don't come back. We'll have elections. I don't trust the system, the environment. Stay there, son. Till after the elections, you come back. Then the next second, he was calling his political talk. The young man picked the phone. He said, you're there. The election is, so I need you. Get your boys. Whatever you need, call it. Tell me whatever you need, I'll give you. Oh, whatever we need. Okay, sir. The last time we lost so and so comrades. They called their names. So what I need, your son in Manchester, bring him back. Let him come and join and replace these ones who have lost. That's the only condition I'm giving you for me to file out with my boys to hope to help you in the election. He said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He said, if you don't bring your son to join us, then we are not going to join you to fight. So what does that tell you? The man is not going to bring his son to join the Toggery.
And so no Toggery.
So no Toggery. So if it's a do or die, are you assuming that the debt will not be yours? Are you assuming that the debt, the life of the lost will not be that of your brother, your sister, your sibling? There's no monopoly. There is nothing that says that it has to be the opponent that will be involved, or the casualty will be over there. So it shouldn't be a do or die. That's why I'm happy with what you talked about, the progressives in IMO who are coming together. So we're now trying to preach and portray that it's not a do or die. That's why you can find Senator Arome sitting down with Rochas over a meal. But a couple of months ago, probably would think that would be possible. But these men understand that it's not a do or die. It's a struggle for political power. Once the election is over, you should be able to rally around and then build your party.
Mend fences.
Mend fences and possibly wait for the next election.
Imo State Governor, talking about Chief Emeka Ihede, His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, 7 months into the government has rebuilt Imo, in quotes, government. What's your assessment, having been in government for a period of time? What future, what's your wish for the Imo people at such a time as this?
Well, I haven't been around Imo. I've been here facing the issues of legislation, and of course we're doing budget. So, but if I go by what I read on the social media and what I hear people from Imo say, I think that it leaves so much to be desired. Okay. And, Imo people wish we have things are different. I want to leave it at that.
And just before we wrap this up, tell us a little about who is Chike John Okafor?
Chike John Okafor is, incidentally, also, but tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, amazing.
Today is 14th November, tomorrow is 15th November. That's my birthday. I was born on the 15th of November, some years ago. You want me to be precise? I was born on the 15th of November, one of those who were born after the Civil War.
Wow, amazing. I can guess.
After the Civil War. And born to the family of His Royal Highness as a Dr. Ihitte John Okafor, a retired, very senior civil servant, got to the position of permanent secretary. And my mother also retired from the civil service as a director. I did my primary school in the village, community primary school in Umoke. I started my secondary school in the village, Secondary School in Obiwo. And then from there to finish from, I did a couple of years at the St. Peter's Seminary.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to be a priest.
Wow.
And
But you're not too far from that.
Well, I was going to be a Catholic priest.
Yeah.
You know what they say, many are called, few are chosen. So somewhere along the line, I probably discovered that wasn't my calling. But I finished from the prestigious Holy Ghost College Owerri.
Wow, amazing.
So I'm an old boy of Holy Ghost College Owerri. And the pioneer set or class of Imo State University, Lekumebere campus, Owerri, Imo State. I studied economics. That was my first degree. I hold a master's degree, and then I am almost concluding my PhD. I'm sure between February and March, you probably will, when you call me, you add PhD. So I started, I'm a banker by training. I'm an expert in financial analysis. I'm an expert in commercial banking and investment banking. I started my career in banking with the defunct All-States Trust Bank, and then later joined Oceanic Bank, and my last port of call was the Zenith Bank PLC, where I rose to the position of Assistant General Manager prior to my appointment by His Excellency Okorocha as Commissioner for Finance in Imo State, a position I held for almost the whole of his first term. I had to resign alongside others who were going to, because of the constitutional requirement that you must give up a political a public office if you're going to run an election. So I had to resign, and then I ran election to the National Assembly House of Reps in 2015, and then was chairman of the House of Reps Committee on Healthcare Services, and then I ran again in 2019 as a sitting member, the first person in my federal constituency to go a second time, ranking and returning immediately. And I'm married to Deaconess Chike Okafor, the proprietress of Mountain Crest International Schools, and we have 3 wonderful children. I'm a Christian. I preach the gospel. I'm also a gospel singer.
Yeah, that's what I was coming for. You also sing the gospel.
Yeah, but I don't just sing the gospel. It's important I let you know my own journey. I sing raga.
Wow.
Gospel reggae raga.
So I think he would like to do something for us in 1 minute. Yeah.
Bible in my left hand, microphone in my right. I'm declaring the counsel of the Almighty God. I bring you good news that you cannot refuse. Here is well. Here is well. Here is well. In the name of Jesus. Here is well with Imo State today.
And that's how it's been on today's edition of Talking Point. Deacon Prince Chike John Okafor has been our guest. And you can follow us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/TheRochasTV, or log on to our website at www.rochastv.net. Thank you. Click the live TV to watch our daily content.
This is Rochas TV.